What's going on, y'all? We are back for another video. We're going to be reacting to that boy Poetic Flacco. DJ Vlad goes off on Aries Spears and exposes his disgusting behavior. Yeah, man. Ever since it got out that Lil Boosie was getting paid about $25,000 per episode, yeah, Aries Spears didn't like those words, or rather, he didn't like what he heard. So he's like, look, we're going to have to renegotiate. And here we are. Let's get to the video.
Vlad TV just went off on Aries Spears, declared war on Aries Spears, and exposed Aries Spears' disgusting behavior, and made it perfectly clear that Aries Spears is no longer welcome on Vlad TV.
Damn.
And here's how everything started. This beef with Aries Spears and Vlad started when Aries Spears very stupidly did a podcast where he's airing out private conversations between him and Vlad, making the same mistake that Boosie made. So Aries Spears is very well aware that Vlad kind of turned on Boosie when Boosie went public and revealed that, you know, that him and Vlad is not working anymore due to money issues. And Aries Spears turned around and does the exact same thing to Vlad. And Vlad didn't like this at all.
People have said, yo, the most popular guest that Vlad has on, Lord Jamar, Tony Yayo, Godfrey, Boosie, and Aries. I'm the only one left. Godfrey stopped because of the beef with Farrakhan, as did Lord Jamar. Tony Yayo just doesn't do it anymore. And Boosie wanted a raise. Come to find out, Boosie wanted $35,000 an episode. Wow. He was getting $25,000.
Wow.
So I don't get nowhere near that. And, you know, obviously it's based on the numbers, because a lot of Boosie's clips are in the millions. Now, again, I've had a few clips in the millions, but a lot of my stuff, the full interview, probably ranges around 300,000 to 500,000. So I basically said to Vlad, I go, hey, listen, man, I'm not trying to rape you financially. I know I'm not going to ask you for what you gave Boosie. But, you know, come on, man. I mean,
break bread.
Break bread. And he goes, well, your numbers don't generate what Boosie generate. And so I showed him a bunch of, you know, people that quotes on YouTube and shit like that, and on my phone. And one person said, hey, man, I only buy Vlad subscriptions when I know he's interviewing you. Once the interview's over, I cancel the subscription. Another guy said, hey, man, Aries is a beast. Pay him what you pay in them other, and blah, blah. So there's a bunch of these.
And I actually was watching Dior's reaction to another video. Shouts to Dior. But the whole thing is, I get that you want to get paid more money, but like you said, you know, it really just depends on your numbers. See, these are all fans on the sidelines saying, yo, pay that man. But y'all aren't the ones that are running and operating this channel, this platform, or anything like that. Y'all are, you know, spectators and whatnot. So you can't tell somebody, look, this is what you need. You know what I mean? So I'm not saying that he shouldn't feel like he should get paid what he's entitled to, but it's like you said, yo, we got to see what the numbers look like. You know what I mean? If the numbers don't translate to that, this is what I have to give you. You know, I have to think about operating costs and just everything else. So, yeah.
So you want me to pay you more based off what people are saying? And I said, listen, man, again, I'm just saying, be fair. People are saying to you, they're buying subscriptions. People are saying to you, they only watch when I'm on. And of all the guys you had that were popular, I'm the last one standing.
Aries and his co-host will then continue to talk about how they're about to hold Vlad hostage for more money because they believe Vlad has no other options since everybody, including Boosie, has left Vlad. Now, if you're going to talk about holding somebody hostage for more money and how you believe based on your leverage, you can squeeze them for more money, you probably don't want to say this publicly. Like, you probably just want to think this in your head and still maintain some level of friendship. But Aries Spears went the full way, even kind of throwing some digs at Vlad.
What's your take?
Yeah. It's a couple things. And you hit the ones that you needed to hit.
Yeah.
What do you have wanted?
That's beside the point. He asked him to be fair.
Yeah. I mean, a couple grand more.
Yeah.
That you said, you're the last one there.
Now, my thing is, I don't think that Aries Spears is hurting for money. At least I don't think, because, you know, he's touring all around the world making bread. I mean, he's publicly said on that Big Boy interview I just watched yesterday, he said that, you know, money is good. You know, he likes where he's at. So I wouldn't think he's pressed or hurting for money. At least I would hope not.
So he's not going to generate numbers. And if you go, where are those numbers going to come from? Now he's going to have to do episodes with people who are doing much less.
Well, here's the funny part. So, of course, he, was being really like, blah, 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 blah. And I said, he kept driving that point home. You just gonna you want me to give you a raise based off what people are saying? I said, listen, man, you don't have to keep telling me about what my worth is. You either want to do it or you don't. So then he texted me back a couple hours later and said, we should talk. I re-looked at the numbers and we should talk. So come on, man. What are we doing here?
Aries Spears told the story essentially how it happened, but he left out a huge chunk. And the huge chunk he left out is what Vlad believes is the disrespect. And that's what led to Vlad essentially saying Aries Spears is banned from his platform and Aries Spears is no longer welcome on Vlad TV. So Vlad starts off by essentially exposing Aries Spears for A, being super rude to his employees, and then B, being a diva, right? Showing up and asking for things that other people won't necessarily ask for, especially male talent.
The Aries Spears, we started doing interviews around 2016. And I thought Aries was extremely funny. He was witty. He had great impressions. And I just thought he was a talented dude. So we started doing interviews. And in the beginning, it was a little bit slow. And over time, it started to work out. The views went up, people got to know us, and the audience started to increase.
Y'all built that chemistry,
the thing
okay?
about Aries, though, is that Aries would always have issues with things that are going on. So at one point—
Business-wise or just culturally?
Business-wise.
Okay.
Business-wise. So a few years ago, Aries called me, and he was like, yo, man, I can't get any acting gigs because of these clips of me talking about people. Now, it's my fault he can't get acting gigs. It's not because maybe he's not a great actor, or maybe he hasn't done a major movie in 30 years since Jerry Maguire. It's my fault that he's not getting acting gigs. So I said, I'm not removing anything. He wanted all the clips removed. I said, I'm not gonna remove anything.
What year was this?
Oh man, maybe about 4 years ago or so, something like that. And at one point, he stopped talking to me, stopped working. Then at one point he came back and we started doing more work together. My staff would always complain that Aries was disrespectful to them.
Really?
He would show up. At one point, he forgot his towel, right? You see his towel on his leg sometimes because he sweats a lot because he's kind of overweight. And he forgot his towel.
That was a shot.
And he's like, yo, I need a towel. And Leo, my video manager, is like, well, here's some paper towels. Like, no, I need a cloth towel. So he made Leo go and run to the store and bring him back a cloth towel. At one point, Aries was complaining because he needed a makeup artist. I mean, literally the only person I've ever interviewed that needs a makeup artist every interview. Every interview, but I'm like, that's cool.
Wait, he needs a makeup artist every interview?
Every interview.
Oh.
Every interview. So there's a makeup artist, shout out to my girl Candace, who comes early to do his makeup.
And so, as somebody who is trying to operate a platform and stuff like that, it's like, okay, we have to pay the makeup artists. We got to pay people to go get towels and stuff like that. So I guess I can kind of see both sides. It's like, look, I want to get paid more money because I see the numbers and I want more money. From the business perspective, it's like, yo, it's maintenance with you. Like you're a handful. You're asking for things that other people that come and get interviewed don't necessarily ask for. So, that has to come out of the budget or come out of the money that's made from the video. But
and then he does the show. And I'm like, that's fine. I'll cover the cost. It is what it is.
There's a couple of things working against Aries Spears here. First off, you're rude to the staff. They don't really enjoy working with you, but you're Vlad's choice. It's Vlad's business. They got to tolerate you. And then secondly, if you're not bringing in the amount of views that Boosie is bringing in or TK Kirkland is bringing in or other people are bringing in, yet you come with an added expense, then, your request for a raise gets a little bit more difficult, right?
Yeah.
Like if I'm paying you an upfront fee and then I'm flying in or hiring a makeup artist to
I gotta
come
take
and
that
do
out
your
of the
makeup
budget.
just for you, and you're asking for other accommodations, like then it's like, bruh, you've then become high maintenance. And if your views don't really dictate you becoming high maintenance, but I'm still bringing you in and paying you.
right, it's like, yo, if you could generate the numbers necessary, then okay, fine. have at it. You know, we'll get you a makeup artist, you know, shit, we'll have complimentary drinks and snacks and stuff like that for you to have, you know what I mean? All of that. If the numbers warrant that, but it's like, nah, you're not generating those type of numbers. Not saying you aren't generating numbers, but not Boosie numbers, you know what I mean?
Because you're the homie and, you know, I'm breaking even after all the expenses, then you asking for a raise is like, come on. But apparently Vlad was willing to listen to Aries Spears asking for a raise. Like, Vlad was willing to listen and work. But Aries Spears and his behavior and his attitude ruined it all. Vlad really took what Aries Spears did personally, because from Vlad's perspective, when Aries Spears was being canceled for the Tiffany Haddish skit involving Aries Spears playing a child predator, and those skits went viral, and there was like you know, him in his skit with the child in the underwear, him doing like weird stuff. Yo, Aries Spears got canceled. Nobody would touch Aries Spears. Nobody would work with Aries Spears. Aries Spears was performing in hole-in-the-wall comedy clubs with 50 people. Like, Aries Spears went to ground zero. And Vlad believes that his interviews with Aries Spears was really crucial to Aries Spears' come up and resurgence. And Aries Spears would tell Vlad this. So Vlad believes that because he's responsible for your resurgence, you at least owe him like a different.
I mean, I'll give him that. Yeah, because those clips, yeah, they definitely fried him. You know what I'm saying? Him doing those skits or whatever. And so even me as a interviewer, you know, I'm putting my platform on the line just by talking to you and having you on here to discuss certain topics and things like that. I'm taking a big chance, but I'm willing to do it because, you know, I know that you're a great comedian. You know, you're a great talent. You know what I'm saying? You've been that way. So I'm not going to I'll take that chance. For you to now come at me like, oh, I need more money. It's like, yo, you probably wouldn't even be getting the attention you're getting if it hadn't been for the likes of me. And it's not to brag or boast or anything like that, but you know, it is what it is.
Different level of respect, or more respect than you exhibited, you know, like as of lately, right? Or more respect than to talk about holding him hostage because you believe he has no other option left. Now, Vlad will say that he was paying Aries Spears $4,000, and that Aries Spears, as we just saw in his clip, Vlad felt like Aries Spears got a spirit of jealousy. And when he contacted him to talk about the Boosie situation, Aries Spears just contacted him on some negative energy.
Out of everyone that I've ever had on my show, like in terms of regular guests, I have seen Aries benefit the most. Because he went in the beginning from doing small comedy clubs to when our stuff started going viral and it started getting, you know, big on TikTok and so forth, things just absolutely took off for him. He got his, you know, and he talked about this on camera, the biggest show he's ever been paid for, Saudi Arabia. Was this the most money you ever made off a single show?
Yes.
Wow.
Yeah.
Was it more than twice you've ever made for a single show?
We're going to stop at the first question.
He did his biggest venue ever. He was doing clubs of maybe like whatever, 100, 200 people. He did a show in Connecticut with 3,000 people. He did a show in LA at the Novo Theater that I went to support. That was like 1,400 people. Aries would always, I have text messages from him. Yo, bro, he did his first Europe tour recently. He's like, yo, I'm in Europe and people are running up to me, mobbing me, quoting me from our interviews. So like, I think like a month and a half ago, he asked to raise his appearance fee again. I looked at the numbers and I'm like, cool, let's do it. Let's do it. The numbers are slowly getting better. And I'm like, yo, let's do it. Makes perfect sense. And he would say things like, yo, to all y'all haters out there who, you know, talking shit about me doing this show, I get 5 digits every time I do an interview here. I get 5 digits while y'all sit at home and do nothing.
Shoot.
I get 5 digits.
It ain't like I'm on there for free. He pays me.
Correct.
He pays me a nice 5 figures.
Yeah.
So if my choice is either stay home on a Tuesday and do nothing and earn nothing, or go sit down for an hour and a half and walk away with 5 figures where I could not make anything, what am I gonna do?
No, I agree.
I'm gonna make the money and I get to check them.
And I let him run with this story, but that was a lie.
Oh, man.
He was not getting 5 digits.
You know, it's typical hip hop. You know, you got to say you got a color TV when
Right.
everyone got black and white, right?
Exactly. He was making 4,000 an episode,
Okay.
right? 4,000 in
Still pretty good.
When y'all on your own platforms, y'all love to cosplay.
And see, that's where I would say Boosie messed up because Boosie shouldn't have went out and publicly said what Vlad gives him. That should have just been kept on a hush hush. It's like, look, keep business affairs private sometimes. Because now, by him saying that, now it's like, oh, you breaking off 25 bands? You know what I mean? It's like that just wasn't something that needed to be publicly known. And this is what, we as Black people got to start doing more. We need to stop just being so out and loud with ours. You know what I mean? We need to be a little bit more discreet with business. Like everybody don't got to know what we doing. You know what I'm saying? When it comes to money, I would say, as long as it's within reason, nothing that is immorally wrong or detrimental to your character, anything like that. I'm not talking that weird shit. I'm just talking about if it makes sense and it's within reason. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't have to, you don't have to degrade yourself. You don't got to be putting that shit out there all the time, you know?
As a Hebrew Israelite, as a Black Panther, as a militant, strong Black man, but behind the scenes, y'all get the bootlicking. Oh, thank you, sir. Oh, thank you, Massa. Oh, Massa, you give me good opportunities, Massa.
This nigga here.
Come on, bruh. Vlad ain't wrong. Yo, how you blaming Vlad for telling people, hey, man, Aries Spears went up and succeeded for being on my platform when you behind the scenes, oh, sir, I thanks you, sir. You helps out me, sir. Nah, man. He has every right. Now, he also allows you to cap. He also allows you to go on different platforms to tell people you getting paid 5 figures. 5 figures is 10K or more. And you got other people like TK Kirkland and others who probably ain't getting paid 10K, who get more views than you. They probably like, huh, really? So, right, like, so you asked for a raise a month and a half ago, he gave you the raise. And then he gave you the raise you asked for a month and a half ago. Your numbers were the same it is now a month and a half ago. And you was perfectly fine with the $4,000. Then as soon as Boosie says he getting paid $25,000, you come out and ask for another raise based on what Boosie is being paid a month later? You couldn't possibly think that was going to end well for you. If there's one person on earth, one group of people on earth you cannot under no circumstances extort, you know who that group is, and Vlad belongs to that group. So you was already putting yourself on a dummy mission.
So the $25,000 thing comes out. I'm out with my kids, right? We're doing like an escape room, if you know what that is.
Yeah.
Right? I'm out with my twins. We're doing an escape room, and I'm enjoying my time with my kids. So then I get these text messages from Aries. Yo, Boosie's getting $25,000. We need to renegotiate. And look at these comments. Look at these YouTube comments. I only watch Vlad TV when Aries on. Yo, Aries needs a raise. Aries is my favorite guest. He's the only one I watched.
Yeah, and you see, these are people who are not in the business space. For all we know, and again, I'm not trying to throw shade at Aries Spears, but for all we know, these might have been, his own minions that he sent out to put those comments. We don't know. You know what I'm saying? Or they could legit be fans or whatever of his work and whatnot. But again, we got to look at the numbers, man. We got to look at the analytics. We got to look at the back end of the channel. Like what's going on and how much are these videos generating? Because if you're not generating $25,000 worth of payout, then you're not getting that. And then you have to also factor in all the extra expenses. You need a makeup artist, and we got to have towels on set. We got to have waters and cookies and all this other stuff for you. Like, it's a lot. Like, come on, man.
And I said, well, first of all, you just got raised up. You get nowhere near the views of Boosie. Nowhere near the views. Like, Boosie's just a way bigger figure. Have a conversation based on YouTube comments. He's like, yo, you're not going to convince me what I'm worth. Look at these people. They say they come only for me, and you need to up my salary.
Oh, it's like a hostile takeover, huh?
And if you don't, then maybe we're done.
Oh, wow. Playing like that.
I said, listen, I'm out with my kids, right? I don't have access to my laptop, to the numbers or whatever else. So I said, all right, I come home. So I get home and I said, yo, now I'm home. Let's have a conversation about the numbers. He said, cool, let's do it. I said, cool, what time works for you? At 5 o'clock, bet. I change around my schedule. I clear my schedule out. And I'm like, okay, me and Aries are gonna have a business conversation at 5 o'clock.
This is where Aries burnt the bridge at, and I'll be real. If you hear this, you can't blame Vlad. If you hear what Aries Spears did, nobody can blame Vlad for saying, all right, bro, F you, I'm done, I'm moving on. Right? Because like now you're playing games, right? Like now you're being like a prima donna. You hit me up for a raise a month after I already gave you a raise because of something you've seen online. If I'm real, if I'm Vlad, I'm stopping that conversation right there. I just gave you a raise a month ago, bro. You've only did one interview after your initial raise. You did one interview so far. Not happening, bro. Let's revisit this in 6 months. But Vlad says, you know what, man? Let's have a conversation. Aries Spears essentially spat in Vlad's face. What he did is the equivalent to spitting in Vlad's face. And Vlad was still willing to make it work until the disrespect just got too flagrant.
Right. 5 o'clock rolls around, he doesn't respond. I said, all right, cool. Next morning, maybe around, 10:30, 11 o'clock, I hit him up again. I said, do you still want to have this conversation? You know what he said?
What?
Yeah, at some point. I looked at my phone and I said, I am done with this forever. Fuck Aries Spears. Because here's the thing, right? The whole thing about having your own business and reaching a certain level of success is you get to decide who you want to work with. You get to decide how you want to spend time with the type of people that are respectful, they can have regular business conversations with you, and not people like this who are just jealous-ass pocket watchers. Because here's the thing, right? There's two types of jealous pocket watchers out there. There's the broke ones, right? And we've been there before. Yeah. But then you got motherfuckers like Aries Spears, who's doing better than he ever has, who's making more money than he's ever made in his whole career. And he's still jealous over Boosie. He's jealous of another man because he's making more money on a platform than him, even though he's making way more money ever. And it clouds his judgment so bad that he wants to crash out. And he doesn't even want to have a conversation. He thinks that these stupid-ass comments justify his position. So I said, yo, I'm done. Fuck him. He's not welcome to the platform anymore. I don't give a
No more makeup?
Yeah, no more makeup.
Oh,
I'm sorry, Candace. I'm sorry.
I don't know about y'all, bro. That's called fumbling the bag, man. Anybody justifying this, you're also a dummy. First off.
And then the thing also, too, is that you never know where it could have potentially gone, because the more and more numbers you generate outside of Vlad TV, as far as your comedy, the doors that could maybe open up, like just the world opening back up to you, even after that nonsense with them skits, it could lead to higher figures and numbers on Vlad, where he could have potentially started paying you that much. Sometimes you just got to let something cultivate and grow. But if you don't got no patience, it's like, yo. And so, yeah, he probably did fumble that bag because, yeah, trust me, I'm pretty sure Vlad has, other people in his pocket he could come jump on the platform that would be willing to do that. You know what I'm saying?
Oh, bro. You getting paid $4,000 per interview. Right, one interview a month, that's $4,000 a month. Easy money. Plus, you're being given a promotional tool and a vehicle you can't pay for. These clip pages, these streamers, these comedians, they're paying these clippers 6 figures a month for clippers to do to them what Vlad TV was doing to Aries Spears for damn near free. No, Vlad was paying Aries Spears to do it for him. So these clippers are being paid 6 figures to spread these clips out and get them views. Aries Spears come on Vlad, and now there's like thousands of people who are taking the clips and reposting it. How many of those people are taking Aries Spears comedy clips and reposting it? Not many, if any. But they're taking the Vlad clips and reposting them because Aries Spears is on Vlad, plus the views on Vlad. So Aries Spears had an inbuilt promotional tool that most people would do for free. Do you understand? Most people would want to come on Vlad to speak so that they can get that promotion, especially as a comedian who got to sell tickets, who got to sell out dates. What better tool than coming on Vlad and saying, hey, I'm going to be here, and here this month. And then a video do 1 million views and folks get to see you speak and talk and say, damn, I love this guy. It feels like my homie, and then buy your tickets. Now all that is gone because you wanted to pocket watch another man. You lost your bread and butter and your promotional tool because you wanted to pocket watch another man. Y'all got to stop being this dumb, man. Y'all let me know what y'all think, all right? What do you think about this, man? All right, do y'all feel like Aries Spears is in the wrong or is he correct, okay? Is Vlad correct in your mind? Let me know, okay?
All right, that's going to be the end of the video. This nigga went from Mad TV to Vlad TV to Sad TV. It's mad crazy. See how all that tied together? But yeah, I would say it's a part of his bread and butter. I wouldn't say it's the whole thing, but $4,000 a month to come sit for an hour and you just made 4 bands and you do that a month, that little extra cheese, you know, you can put away or whatever. That's not bad. You know what I mean? It's not bad at all. So yeah, he really fucked up with that one. And it's like, he's got to stand on that now. Like, you got to live with that. Hey, you can't come backpedaling or nothing like that. Yo, I'm sorry, this, that, and the third. Like, nah. And I mean, the same could be said for Boosie too. It's just like, nigga, you getting $25,000 per episode. And that's not enough. But you see, these dudes, they go out here and they put more on themselves. They go and have all these kids that they got to take care of, all these responsibilities. And so now you're trying to put more pressure on this guy. Like, look, I got a business to run. I got a whole platform that I got a studio set that I got to pay for. Like, I have my own expenses, my own situation going on. Like, this is what I could afford to give you. I can't afford to give you no more than that. You know what I mean? If you don't know how to leverage and handle $25,000 a month, then that's a you problem. You know what I'm saying? Maybe you should stop having a bunch of kids. Maybe you should stop doing this or doing that. You feel me? So yeah. But y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think. If you made it this far, I appreciate you. Make sure you chin check the like button, take the subway, and be sure to sound off in the comments so security kicks your ass out. That being said, it's your boy Robbie. Till the next video, we gone.